Good morning, guys. Hopefully everyone had a wonderful night. Kind of had some up and down price action for ourselves. I got a pivot at 63. Wouldn't mind taking a trade above that this morning. If we can get a nice close where it doesn't blast. So try. What's up, X? How are you doing? Oh, just being patient, waiting for the market to open. Feel like let me check the news today. I haven't even looked at that to see if we have any news today. I'm hoping we don't. I know Trump speaks tonight, so it could be a pretty wild evening. Looks like we already had a bunch of news this morning at 8:30. The rest of the day is kind of going to be no news, and we got President Trump speaking tonight at what is it? What it called? 9 o'clock. But we'll worry about that in the Asia session. See. So another thing that I'm not a big fan of here is whenever the 15-minute candles are barcoding. So most mornings we have a little gap between the 15-minute candles. And whenever they're barcoding sideways, not really sure which direction that we could possibly pop here at the beginning. Because a lot of times what I can do is if the 15 minutes between that 1 hour gap between the 8 o'clock and the 9 o'clock 15-minute candle, most mornings you will get a pullback back into the 15-minute candle from 8 o'clock and then rip in the direction you're going to go. But as you can see, we're kind of barcoding here sideways on the 15 minutes. So the goal today is to trade our funded accounts. We did hit the elusive funded account payout yesterday. And so now our balance is back down to $500. The only thing that sucks about that, you only get $500 in drawdown. So we'll have to trade that with caution. And so today we're going to focus on the two funded accounts with Bewley. We got one that's about $400 away from payout, and the other one is $650. And see, we just ran that previous day low. A lot of times we run the previous day low, you're pretty much going back up to the previous day high, which is all the way up at 30,000. So it could be a big move to the upside today, guys. Let's check the VIX and see what our VIX is sitting at. See, VIX is down in 15, so I don't anticipate huge volatility today. Hopefully the price action is nice and clean without being a bunch of chop. For ES, for the almost like long setup for ES, you need to sweep 70 here. You need to kind of see a sweep of that previous day low, and see the ES did not sweep its previous day low. For anybody trading on the ES, that would be my ES buy level. If we got that pullback to 71 there. Oh, come on. We're already at about a 60-point 15-minute candle, which is a decent size. So we could get a nice 15-minute breakout this morning. So I like the support that we built down there around the previous day high. What's up, Java Trades? Yeah, I saw that. I looked at that this morning. I saw it went up to those 800s and come crashing back down about 300 points. Yeah, I saw that. That was pretty good. I'm annoyed that I only took like very few points out of that long that I was in. I was long from what, 658 in the 650s last night when you jumped over there in my Discord, and I got damn, for not having my stop loss where it needs to be. That's why you gotta love the Nasdaq, man. You can be right on longs and shorts because with these massive swings. Yeah, those are some nice call outs, dude. He did two nice call outs yesterday that you were telling me about with that 180 area. Yeah, nice bounce off that 80. What's up, Car Rides? How are you doing today? So we're going to be, like I said, focusing on the Bewley fundeds today. We're only about $400 away from $1,000 payout. So I don't know if we'll get that today, but that's going to be our focus. Yeah, we'll see what's going to happen today. I'm just looking for a few scalps of between like those 20 to 40 points. So if I can get a couple of those on the funded today, that'd be great. I'm not going to try to get that all on one trade today. A lot of times when I do that, I always end up giving profit back because of the massive swings. So I like that we swept the previous day low here. So maybe we get that nice big move to the top side today. Tonight should be pretty wild too, Java. I think Trump speaks tonight at 9 o'clock during the Asia session. So Asia session might be pretty wild tonight. So I might get some pretty wild swings. Oh, you're still in your short from last night? That's pretty wild. That's nice. Heck yeah. Got the platinum hands there, man. Holding the all-nighters. You left it running all night? Heck yeah, dude. I wish I had the confidence in doing that because that's pretty good. Yeah. Let a trade just run all night long. We do got a pivot sitting there at 63 here. What do we got? 10 more minutes left. So I was kind of hoping that we would stay inside of our 15 minutes. Like I said, I'm not a fan whenever the 15 minutes open up in barcode sideways. I wouldn't mind seeing us push back down to the previous day low on the ES, which is all the way back down to 70s. Ooh, 25 minutes. All right. That's some crazy size there. I can maybe get 21 micros or 25 micros. 25 minis. And that's pretty wild to me. I hate that we're getting the breakout pre-market, guys. I'm never a big fan of the breakout pre-market here. So I don't know if that means that we will get our pullback back into our 15-minute candle. Because remember, I usually trade on the opposite side of that 15-minute candle in the morning. But we have built up a massive 5-minute trend line for anybody that likes trends. I mean, you can see it's just been a constantly just, I mean, what, one pullback, 2, 3, 4, had about good 4, 5, 6 pullbacks all the way down last night. Just little flags all the way down. Yeah, there's no way that I will long up into 500s. So I usually stay away from whole numbers anyway. So the way I like to, because I like to play around whole numbers. So most of all my entries are usually in between whole numbers, because most of the days, you know, we like to go from 500 to 25 back to, let's just use an example. So, you know, we hit that 500. Most of the time we're pulling back to 480 to 475. Then when we go through the 500, a lot of times you're hitting that 510 back into the 90s. Then we'll go up to 525. Then most of the time you'll pull back into the lower 500s. And then that second push back up through, a lot of times that's where I like to look positions. The same way up to say 550. Most time you hit that 550, it'll want to come back into the 530s to 525s. And the same way when you hit the 575, most of the time it wants to pull back into the 50s. I don't know if anybody here watches those whole numbers or those quarter numbers, but if you start watching them, you'll notice that we constantly get reaction at those levels nonstop. If you're looking for a way to, you know, jump into scalping type trading. So I usually never take the first push into a whole number. So like I would never long above 90 on the very first push of 90. Because most of the time you hit those 90s, then get a pullback all the way into the 60s. You know, nothing's 100%, but, and I just use that as far as entries go. A lot of times you'll hit that 88, 89, 90 area, then get a 15, 20 point pullback. Oh. Oh, goodness. A lot of times it'll go from 90 to like 60. Then it'll start pushing back up and go retest that other whole number up there. Now, I still like that push up. The reason why is because if you look at that 5-minute candle, there is no wick on that 5-minute candle. Got a flat bottom candle, and a lot of times we like to retrace those to put, you know, put a little wick up there. So this may be a nice move to the upside here before we get up to the whole numbers. Probably won't, I mean, man, I don't know. Kind of like to see what push up back, what down into the 40s here to kind of retest this last pullback. Well, I don't know. You also got the hourly candle right there at 58. So I don't know. What's that, future trader? got a good 3 minutes left, so good luck today. Oh no, we don't usually. We try not to trade pre-market. We're just kind of waiting for the opening. I do like to push back up to 500 here, possible. The only reason why I say that is because there's no wick on that. Now, I don't know if we get back above 500, but I do like the push back up. But who knows? Remember that one time at Man Camp? I love some American Pie. those movies are always good. All right, less than 40 seconds. I like another push up to, like I said, the 500 here. I like to see it run at least 50% of this 15-minute candle, then make the push back up to 500. It could just be a instant pop here. You also got a pivot there at 63. Good luck today, guys. Boom. There's the 500. We do have some. Big nice pop. Like I said, there's no way of getting that in there that quick, man. That shit. We use 5 minutes, Jesse. This right here is why we don't usually chase 5-minute candles at the opening, because most of the time, if you try to chase those 5-minute candles, you usually end up with like a freaking 40 to 60 point wick. And so it makes it very difficult to chase these. So. It's still early. No reason to be in a big hurry, guys. No reason to be in a big hurry. Wouldn't mind seeing another pullback down to the whole number here, because we still got 2 minutes left on this 5-minute candle. And there is a bearish order block up there between 515 and 553. I think for the safer longs, you would need to get through the 550s. If we are. No, I don't really do any kind of teaching. I just show people what I do. I mean, I just share what I do. If you can take something from it, great. You know, if not, I don't even mind people sharing what they do. You know, if I can learn something from somebody else, I'm always willing to, you know, learn something from somebody else also. Most of it just comes from just tons and tons of hours in front of charts. You know, I spend almost an average of 6 hours in front of charts every day. Big nasty wick, guys. Big old nasty wick here. Good morning, Wes. How are you doing today? Man, that's almost 100-point freaking 5-minute wick. Oh, goodness. See, I think we could get a big push down. I think the ES is going to want to run those, run those lows down to 71. And that is definitely a buy area for the ES. Here comes that previous day low here, guys. Oh no, we're still sitting on our hands. We're just kind of waiting. Remember, I don't ever trade inside the opening range here on the 15 minutes. I mean, plus you're at the previous day low here, so. All right, we'll take a look at it in a sec, man. Thanks, Java. Back inside the range. Like I said, got a really nice, if we can just get through those previous day lows. Yeah, I like to see the body kind of close on this candle below the previous day close with a wick back into it. All right, 30 seconds left on this candle. Maybe a cheap trade here. What the hell? Whew. My clicker broken. We got what support kind of starting at 71. I didn't realize that. Everybody on TikTok traced the same thing. I can't believe we missed this fucking trade. Ugh. Yeah, I tried to short, but I got stopped out super quick just because I can't withstand a 40-point pullback. So now I just have to wait for another 5-minute candle. Kind of looking for 71 to get ran on the ES here still. So I feel like we still got plenty of room we can push down. Still waiting. Got another pivot at 308. Still just waiting. Oh, ran a 4-hour low, I see. We'd almost need to see the ES push Yeah, nice on your short, Java. Just waiting here. This is a 4-hour low from a previous 4-hour candle. Of course not. I swear I had the hardest time sometimes with shorts, guys. Be careful of the traps below 55.71 on the ES. Dude, I got stopped out. Like I said, I couldn't withstand a 40-point pullback. I got long or short right there under that 396. Just 3. But remember, I use a very tight stop loss. Remember, I can't be having a lot of drawdown just because the way prop firms work. See these massive pullbacks. Man, what a nice reversal. Like I said, sometimes it's hard for me to chase these 5-minute candles. So a lot of times I have to wait in between 5-minute candles. You're looking for 240. All right, 40 seconds left. Big, massive wicks, man. Still nasty, nasty price action. Woof. What was the deal with that candle? These are some pretty wild swings, guys. I mean, dude, that thing is just whipping back like 80 points. It makes it super difficult to join into this crap. Hopefully no one's getting chopped up in this. Like if you go in over leverage, guys, you can just get chopped up really bad on this. Yeah, NQ has been very difficult lately, especially these big, massive swings. I mean, and see, I'm trying to find a funded trade, and so this stuff just does not work for a funded trade with these things just whipping back 40 and 60 points. I mean, I'm trading on the 5 minutes, and it's just even when you know you're in the right direction, some of the pullbacks are just so massive that it's so difficult to hold those pullbacks. Then if you wait, it goes without you. So it's kind of like a no, we are trying to get to the last $400 that I need to get to pay out. So right now I am at 53,232. And so I got to make what, $600 or 53,600. I want to say the buffer on this is 52,500. Yeah, we're about $600-700 over the buffer. This is what Beulah Knox. I mean, an instant 50-point wick to move back up, guys. Like I said, it is very difficult to freaking take these. Oh, goodness. You passed your 2? Oh, heck yeah. I did get a payout with my Lucif account yesterday. Now we're kind of focusing with yeah, I'm doing the 25K, so I only got $500. I don't know. I've never tried. I don't do copy trading because I just feel like that's just asking for me to do some serious damage. I rotate through my accounts. So we're back at the previous day low on the NQ at that 396. Nice on the break of the previous day low there. There's the 50% of the 15 minutes. A lot of times this thing comes back down after running that level. Like I said, a lot of times this is just a pullback into the 15 minutes. All right, 30 seconds left on this candle. We're above that previous day low. Do we get a push here or? Just could not get back to the top of that 15-minute candle.
Unknown caller.
Sorry. Sorry, just kind of focused on this real quick. Kind of that 15-minute retest. Oh well. Big Rod's coming. All right, we're probably going to go over to evals at the moment. What's up, Whoop? What's up, man? How are you doing? I hate that this thing just fucking stomped me out. Ugh. I didn't give it enough room on the wick pullback there. Let's see here. All right, we will switch over to eval. We've already, the two funded trade, the first one was a loss, but we retook it again and got the win. So now we'll just kind of sit here on our hands for a few minutes. So I don't know if this is going to kind of turn into like this little bullish type move that I like to take. Like, let's just say if this kind of prints where it prints small and where the body stays where it closes right below this previous bullish candle, and you get that next candle breakout, because you would think it would run that wick up there. We got a bull flag / inside bar here on the 5 minutes. Very twitchy here. Now this will be an eval trade here, guys. Now eval only here. I didn't even look. Trying to think where my target has to be just to break even. We do have a bearish order block up there. You really can't think about longs unless you're back above 550. May get stopped out. Let's see how much profit we're up. Okay. This is just one micro left in here. So we just basically hit our 10 points. We will re-enter if it pushes back down as long as the bottom of this candle doesn't break. Your stop loss actually has to be down here, but that's just too much. So just one micro, we're just risking the profits that we made on the first one. You can't trade until the night? Remember, this is just one micro here, guys. Looks like we may get stopped out on here. Yeah. We're still long bias as long as this 44 doesn't break. Remember, guys, we're trading evals. Please do not follow eval trades. What it is, I need to make about what? I got to get to 26,500. So I need to make about roughly 450, 350. Why can't you trade till the night? I don't see how we don't get up to the 20s here. Just because I take a little bit more riskier trades on evals because I'm just trying to time breakouts and I don't want nobody to mess up their accounts because these are just cheaper Bulanox accounts because I'm trying to get 10 funded accounts with Bulanox. So whenever I pass them, they just kind of sit in reserve. See, I've already got 3 funded with Bulanox. But the evals, like I said, they're like $10, $15. And I know some of the other companies offer expensive evals, and I don't want nobody to mess up their expensive eval trade, accounts. And I don't know what their risk management is. A lot of times I'm only trading, say, 3 micros at the most on these small accounts. This is kind of what we ran into yesterday where it just, man, it seemed like you just get the 2 good moves. And if you don't catch those moves, you just end up chopping. So like earlier, I got stopped out on my fundeds because I was trying to short below the, let's see, right below 400. So I got short at 396, 395. Basically what happened is you had a 40-point wick back up to the top side, so it stopped me out. inside outside bar. So where we just bounced there at the 96, that is the previous day low. Yeah, see, I thought we would go up there and retake out that bearish OB up there where we ran up there the first time. I mean, dude, look at this 40-point wick. That's just dirty. You cannot freaking hold trades today. Most of my stuff is level based, so either I'm looking for either like an hourly low or high. So the long I took above the previous day low while ago, I would have been targeting 530 because that's right there at the top of that previously hourly candle. So most of these squares that you see on my, well, gosh, you don't see those. I'm sorry. Well, I use the hourly candles for targets or 4-hour lows. So this last low that we pushed down, that was a 4-hour low we ran before we started pushing back up, but it was very whippy. So it made it very difficult to join. Where did the ES get to? 75? Dude. Whew. Dirty. Summertime price action has been pretty tough. I'm not going to lie. Now, when it comes to my stop losses, most of the time we stick to a strict, 20-point stop loss. So we do get stopped out on our trades because we don't want to sit through, 40, 50 points of drawdown. And there's no way for me to do that when trading these 25K accounts. You got to keep a tight stop loss and tight risk management on these 25Ks with trailing drawdowns. If you're using a trailing drawdown account, the better one's the end of day. So like my elusive accounts, those are end of the day accounts. Oh, goodness. And I don't usually trade inside the 9 o'clock 15-minute candle either. Yeah, that trailing drawdown can suck. I mean, that's why I gotta have such super tight risk management, man. That's why I can't be letting that shit go down or go up without taking profit. So that's why, even when, someone's calling call outs in the lobby, it just doesn't work a lot of times because of the, how big of a thing that we could move up or down. Hmm. Hmm. Struggling there to move up. Hmm. Ooh, this thing is just... This thing's being brutal at the moment. Almost like that same style yesterday where we just barcoded and kept barcoding and barcoding. Literally the same type setup as yesterday where we barcoded for almost an hour before we had our big move to the downside. Whew. Is anybody getting chopped up today? Is anybody chasing? Dude, it's been a straight wall up here at the 90s. Yeah. Just could not push up there. Just don't want to get myself chopped up here. Gotta wait for the break of the, yeah, it's that we, like I said, we were kind of stuck in a same type zone yesterday where we just kept just popping in and popping in and popping in. We did it for almost a whole hour before we even finally got through it. Is anybody in a long or short right now? So we're just kind of sitting on our hands and waiting. Oh, it's a 1 hour consolidation. What time is it? Oh, shoot. We still got freaking 20 minutes. No, I'm not. I took the long earlier on my fundeds above the previous day low. But we also took a loss on our fundeds this morning too. And we did take a eval long while ago. And I ended up closing it because we ended up having like a freaking 80, 90 point pullback that I can't sit through. Because we were buying the breakout of this 15-minute candle. I can't remember the last time that I've seen this much barcoding sideways. Like, besides yesterday. Usually you don't get this type of barcoding, you know, not this bad. It looks like the long is finally working out here. Look at that nasty. You got to be careful chasing candles today, guys. Oh my goodness. That's just dirty. Even though we did finally get that push up that we were kind of hoping for there. And we have a pivot at 63. We had the top of that one candle at 60. Guys, that is a dirty wiki 5-minute candle. That wick is freaking almost 50 points. I mean, the 5-minute is so wiki, I feel like I'm on lower, like 1 minute time frame or something. Like it is, the wicks are just massive. No good clean candles. Oh, goodness. You know this is chopping people up that are trying to buy the breakout. That's the only thing that sucks is trying to buy the breakout. That's how I lost one of my Buleys yesterday because I tried to buy the breakout. Yo, it kind of looks like just trapping longs. Very early 5-minute candle here. I'm not really a fan of the shorts unless we get back below the previous day low and out of this 15 minutes. I try not to trade inside the 9 o'clock 15-minute candle. Look at the Rico candles trying to trap us in here. The only thing positive we have today is basically 75 bucks on the funded. That's it. Yeah, the ES looks like it's trying to get up there. But like I said, we're still inside the 15-minute range from 9 o'clock. All right, about to have a new 5-minute candle in less than a minute. And like I said, we are still inside of our opening 15-minute candle from 9 o'clock. Remember, a lot of times we try not to trade inside the opening range because this is pretty much where we opened at this morning. I mean, even getting 5 or 10 points seems pretty tough at the moment. My goodness. Is it ES? Yeah, ES is running into that previous day close at 7:15s. I think even if you try to jump into this, I mean, it's almost like it's going to be so hard to time the breakout. And that's what I was doing yesterday, and I just got wrecked. Yeah, it's definitely testing everybody's patience today. What's up, John? How are you doing? Jehan? The only thing to do here is just kind of sit here and watch, guys. Hello, Sam. How are you doing? We are in the red about $100 on our eval. Funded account, we're in the positive 75 bucks or 73 bucks. Ever since all this consolidation started, we've been just kind of just sitting here. Because I tried to trade yesterday before I realized what it was going on with all this chop yesterday, and it did this forever yesterday. So more likely you're going to miss the breakout unless you're just, if you're, already in a position, because it's going to be very hard to just time these breakouts. And most of the time you're just kind of sitting on your hands watching. Excuse me. Is anybody getting chopped up? Is anybody trying to trade this stuff? Curiosity, you know, is anybody trying to sling this stuff around? Shorts. I'm going to stay away from shorts unless we're back below the previous day low. Remember, I don't usually trade inside the 15-minute candle. And that's kind of where we're stuck at the moment. There's the, what do you want to call it? Right there, the previous day low. Remember, guys, you're still inside the 15-minute candle here. That 87 was the bottom of your opening 15-minute candle. Remember, we stay away from trades inside that 15 minutes. Push it. Come on. You're also kind of right there at the previous day low also. Oh, you're long in Java? I'm waiting. Ooh. I'm going to wait for a new 5-minute candle. We got 30 seconds left on this 5-minute candle. Do we get the boner candle back to the top here? But I don't know. Like I said, we're just going to wait for the next 5-minute candle to print. Whew. I can't sit through that kind of drawdown though. I can't do that with my counts. Doesn't work that way with the prop firm accounts, man. Me, I'd rather take a trade down to 300s if possible. Oh. Still at that previous day hot low here at 96. Needs to get back above 96. Nice. You're short. Nice, Nick. Good luck. I like the pullback here for 5 or 10 points. Nice, Java. All right. Blast. Oh, sorry. I waited for us to get back above that previous day low. Yeah, I jumped in long. You said I jumped in along with you. You know, like I said, I like trading around previous day low. I'm not 100% sold unless we break back below a break above the 460s. Oh, dude, the New York has been a complete mess today, man. Just so choppy. Like I said, I'm not convinced unless we get back above 460s here. Come on. Dude, another nasty pullback, guys. I mean, these pullbacks are just like 50, 60 points. There's just no way to really play this crap. I don't know if maybe we can get the one more bounce off the 400 here. Woo! Look at that. Man. That was dirty. Dirty, dirty, dirty. I mean, it paid almost 60 points off of that, but I did not take any profit off that. Oh, goodness. Oh, I didn't realize it was almost after 11 here. Like I said, we didn't really make hardly anything on our accounts today because we pretty much sat around most of the day. Yeah, I got one. Just let me know tonight when we're trading. Like I said, we've been sitting around pretty much all morning. We're only green $5 in this account and only made 73 on the funded. So very, very uneventful day today, guys. This price action has been super tough to just try to trade with these huge whips. And we just don't feel like wrecking our accounts whenever price actions like this. So unfortunately, we found ourselves just sitting on our hands most of the morning. We tried the long above that previous day low, but like I said, my runner came back and stopped me out because I kept it at that previous day low instead of locking in profit. So we will be on my funded futures here in about 15 minutes. For anybody that wants to join me and Methodical over there for an hour. Sorry about the not very many trades today, guys. Summertime price action has been pretty tough. You didn't mess up any accounts today, did you, Nick? Now, there's no wick on top of that 5-minute candle, so if you are in short, you could get a little push back up to 10s here. The fact didn't leave a wick. I know that damn short. I was in that short too. But I knew that 20-25 area had to hold. Then that thing ended up going up, what, 175 points off that bottom? Oh, you think it's more or less kind of how you get after a payout? Yeah, see, I'm not even trading the accounts that I requested the payout with yesterday, Nick. We didn't even log on to our elusive accounts today. We just left those babies sitting. Just focus on the Bewleys. I only took the one Bewley funded, so we're still $340 away from a $1,000 payout with them. So 340 bucks. And I don't even know if I'll trade that account tomorrow, and we'll start fresh next week. So that'll give me a week to try to get that. Yeah, today is probably, unless you caught those two big moves that we had this morning, today has been a very tough day trading. I mean, pretty much you had the big move from this morning and a V-shaped recovery. After that, man, it's like you had two opportunities to catch trades this morning. So... and what sucks for me is like I said, I trade smaller accounts, man. So it's really tough for me to trade this price action with these pullbacks. I know, it's like, do we run back down to the lows here? Oh, okay, so you wait till after the 10 o'clock hour. Yeah, that's pretty good. I know, honestly, I take most of my losses leading up to 10 o'clock. If I always take losses, it's always between the opening and 10 o'clock. Like always. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, we did not do a lot of trading today. We pretty much just sat on our hands most of the day. So congrats if you had a good trading session today. So like I said, we did not do anything on our accounts today. We're up like 70 bucks on one account and $5 on another. Like very, very uneventful day. All right, thank you guys. We will be on My Funded Futures with Methodical here in about 15 minutes. Thank you guys on TikTok.